What's going on, guys? My name is Maddox, and I thought I'd make a video about going over some things that I've learned through Genshin Impact that I wish I knew going into it. I'm gonna make the video a bit more quicker and concise because I don't feel like lollygagging on topics, because I'll just start fumbling over my own words. So, first things first. Let me pick up this butterfly. First things first. You'll notice when you open chests, I have to open this with fire because it's tied up with vines. When you pick up items, when you have a bunch of items all over the ground, they take a while to pick up. So these berries, for example, you'll notice as you go through the game, this is PC specific. I don't know if this little thing works on mobile or PS4. I don't know about those platforms. When you're spamming to pick things up, it takes a while to pick them up. But you'll notice I have a bunch of shit on the ground here. If you scroll down to the bottom of the items that fell out of the chest or whatever you're picking up, you're able to pick them up much quicker just because of how the menu works. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. You pick up a lot of stuff, it'll save you some time. As for me, I'm adventure rank 33. I've been playing the game a lot, enjoying it quite a bit, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Now, the next thing I want to go into is your passive talents. Early game, you will get Amber, I like to call him Kanye. You'll get Kanye, and you'll have your main character. You notice your main character does not have a passive talent, but Amber reduces your gliding speed by 20% when she's in your party, and Kanye reduces your stamina speed by sprinting when he's in your party. Now, that doesn't mean that your character is actively the one you're playing. Any of these 4 characters that you currently have available are in your party. As long as they're here, those passes will remain effective. Very nice, it's very useful. The other thing, in terms of talents, is you can level them. I played through, I don't know how many hours. I didn't know you could level these. When you start out, when you're just level 1, you can't level these. You have to level up your adventure rank, you have to ascend your character a couple times, but then you'll be able to level these. And leveling them is very important because it adds increasing modifiers on everything, and modifiers on top of modifiers, percentages on top of percentages. Big number go whoosh whoosh. It helps you do more damage. That's the gist of it. I'll do another video going over how to get better damage and what you can do early on. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But this is just my little tips and tricks stuff I wish I knew. Next thing, let's go over to Mondstadt real quick. Excuse me. Grab a drink of water real quick. I'm a free-to-play player, and I got lucky with Diluc, one of the best damage dealers in the game. But if you're not as lucky as me, or you didn't want to do a bunch of rerolls to try and get the one character you wanted, you can have any assortment of characters. And all of these characters have their own passives. So, for example, I pulled Sucrose. And what does Sucrose do? When crafting upgrade materials, there's a 10% chance to give you double the product. That's just free stuff. And resources, especially for a free-to-play player, is limited. So you want to use as many advantages as you can. Same thing with cooking. Let's say I wanted to cook this attack food, right? I'll cook this attack food. The 2 other characters you get by getting adventure rank 20 before the patch, and by clearing... You get Barbara from doing that. And by clearing the... Excuse me. By clearing the 3-3 of the Abyssal Spire, you get Xiangling. And her, for example, if you use her, when cooking an attack-boosted food, she has a chance to give you double the product, which is in this time, unfortunate for the video. But she has a chance to give you double the product. So basically, your characters have passes. And the passes can be very useful, like stamina usage, resource gain. Beto reduces swimming stamina. Swimming stamina is terrible in this game. I don't know why. But One thing looking into your talents and looking into your character is a lot of people should have Noelle. You should be able to get Noelle from the beginning wishes you get for free. I want to teach you early on, read into the talents, read what they do, because that is very important. You see Noelle, you go, oh, let's put attack on Noelle. Wrong. Incorrect. For these few reasons. If you go into their Noelle's talent information, for example, it says that she regenerates HP when she damages someone with the shield on. The amount of HP healed scales based on her defense. Now her ultimate, which turns her sword into her claymore into a big claymore, increases the attack that scales based on her defense. This is a character that scales off defense. So characters can scale differently based on what attributes they have. So Noelle is a support that scales off defense. Barbara, one of the other free supports that you can get, her healing scales with her max HP. Same thing with her ult. That heals your whole party, it scales with your max HP. So if there's some things you're wondering why your characters aren't doing what they think you should be doing, I'll go a bit more in depth on how to let your characters do more damage. But you go, why is my healing low? Why does this character feel bad? Look in their talents, make sure you're building them for HP, or make sure you're building them for what their kit is designed for, otherwise it's not going to work out very well for you. The other thing early on that I wish I knew, I made the mistake, I didn't do this, so as a free-to-play player, I've already done this wrong. There's the Paimon shop, right? Paimon's bargains. In terms of what's worth buying, if you're going to spend money, this Blessing of the Welcome Moon, very worth it. Worth your money, I'd say. I honestly want to get this, but because I'm doing... Honestly, the reason I'm doing free-to-play is because my bank is dumb and it doesn't let me purchase things. So, it's just be what it be. But, what you're going to want to spend your Prio Gems on, and what you're going to want to spend your Stardust on. Stardust is just a miscellaneous currency you get from doing wishes. If you can, buy out both of these, the Acquiescent and the Intertwined Fate, but focus on the Intertwined Fate. Now, why do you want to focus on Intertwined Fate? You want to focus on Intertwined Fate because you notice that these have time remaining on them. The limited time events have time remaining. And limited time wishes, which is your draws for this gacha game, are Intertwined Fates. So you want to focus as much as you can on the limited time stuff, because over time, the thing that's going to be there for a long time, right? You'll get these throughout the game as you play the Acquiescent Fates. Don't spend your Prio Gems, don't spend your resources on something that isn't going away. Spend it on something that will go away. So if you get the resources for this, spend it on these limited time events, because it's more important to do that in the long run. The other thing, as well as in the Paimon shop, I don't recommend buying any of these other materials. You can if you want to, but if you can, save up all of your dust. Make sure you're getting these on reset. These reset every month. So just make sure you have enough for these. If you want to spend some on the others, go for it, but I don't think it's worth your time to buy any of these. Just focus on these two. Other than that, there's not really much else to say. Outside of try and... You'll see little blue ghosts. When you touch them, they'll follow you to a statue. Do those anytime you see them. Anytime you see a chest, go open it. The further and further you go, your adventure rank's going to be harder and harder to get. So getting that early on, getting your adventure rank up, you want to get to an adventure rank to where you get your adventurer's handbook, And then you want to get to adventure rank 20, where you're going to start unlocking your dailies. And one thing you want to do with is you always want to make sure that this is a stamina bar, basically. Like for a lot of mobile games, it's a stamina bar. I don't really play Genshin games, but I play mobile games. So you want to make sure this is never capped out. So if you can't, don't let this cap. And I'll go into it in a video tomorrow on how to improve your character's damage if you feel like your character's damage is low. But as soon as you get this, you want to focus on getting... Basically, you just want to focus on getting materials for your characters. I went into talents. So let's say I go into Barbara's talents, like you unlock Barbara. If you click on the talent and then click on the material, it'll tell you when it's available and where it's available. And this is what you can farm. So it's Monday, so I'll click on this, and it'll take me right to where I can farm it if you're trying to specifically farm this material for that character. But if you have a main damage dealer of your party, find the guy that's going to do the most damage, and then focus your XP tickets, focus your weapon upgrades, focus your talent materials on the one guy that's going to carry your party. I got lucky. I got Diluc. Diluc is really strong. But he's only this strong because I focused all of my resources into him first. He carries my party, the rest of my team supports him. That's kind of how you build. You want to build your main damage dealer and then a support staff. But anyway, I don't want this to drag on for too long. The video tomorrow going over how to help your character do more damage is probably going to be longer because you kind of have to go more in depth with that kind of thing. So we'll go into that tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, that's my desktop. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.